There was a time somewhere between late nights and early mornings when Hunt Showdown was my entire personality. I didn't just play the game, I lived in the bayou. Every gunshot, every startled crow, every cracked branch in the distance got my heart racing like I was actually there, sweating through some cursed 1800s fever dream. And for years, it was hands down one of the most unique, rewarding, and just plain tense multiplayer games out there. But for those who've never played Hunt, or maybe just heard the name and assumed it was another generic shooter, let me introduce it to you. Hunt Showdown is a PvPvE extraction shooter set in a supernatural version of the 1890s Louisiana. You play as a bounty hunter, either solo or in a team of 3, tracking horrific monsters across swamps, abandoned towns, and broken down plantations. But here's the twist. Other players are doing the same thing, and only one team can walk away with the prize. So every match becomes this brutal mix of stealth, strategy, monster slaying, and the sudden heart-stopping gunfights. And in permadeath for your hunter, and the most stress-inducing sound design in gaming, and if you've got a game that equal parts cowboy horror and a competitive chess match. And not to mention, you don't even have to go for the bounty. If you just want to kill a few zombies and get out, you can do that as well. You have a lot of free choice in the game. It's really nice. It's amazing. But then, like a longtime friend who went off to college and came back a completely different person, Hunt changed. So enter Hunt Showdown 1896. It was marketed as this big evolution, a rebrand, like a technical leap forward, a fresh start that would carry the game into a new era. And initially I was on board. I was genuinely excited. I figured, hey, if the core gameplay is still intact, this could be the best thing to happen to the game since the emulator learned how to ruin my day. But man, that initial launch? Ha! The new UI felt like someone designed it blindfolded on a dare using a kitchen timer. It was a mess. The menus buried inside menus, basic information hidden behind 5,000 clicks, and somehow everything looked both sterile and confusing at the same time. And don't even get me started on the performance. I have an RTX 3080, a card that was once the crown jewel of GPUs, and the game was running like I had strapped a toaster to my motherboard. Dropped frames, weird stutters, and load times that made me question my life choices. It just didn't feel playable, not the way Hunt used to feel. So I did what any emotionally exhausted player would do. I uninstalled. I walked away. And honestly, I wasn't sure I would ever come back, because when a game like Hunt stumbles, it hurts. There's a special kind of disappointment when something you loved loses its edge. I figured I'd remember it fondly and move on, bury it in the swamp next to my KD ratio. But then, a few weeks ago, I saw that patch 2.4 dropped. Judgement of the Fool, they called it. I rolled my eyes, I kind of grumbled, I got a little bit annoyed, and I clicked anyway. Next thing I know, I'm 30 minutes into a match, heart pounding, whispering to my squad to shut up so I can hear if those footsteps are real or just my own anxiety echoing in my headphones. I was back, and it felt good. Crytek really pulled it together with this patch. The UI actually makes sense now. Hallelujah! And performance? Smooth. I'm no longer watching a PowerPoint presentation of my own death. Even if I've had to lower my graphics settings a little, I will definitely take stable frame rate over ultra visuals any day. My 3080 may not be like top tier anymore in the eyes of PC elitists, but it's running Hunt like a dream now, and I couldn't be happier. And let's talk about the gunplay, because honestly it's one of the biggest reasons I fell in love with Hunt in the first place. This isn't your typical FPS where everyone's bunny hopping with laser rifles and slide canceling like they are in a Mountain Dew commercial. Hunt's gunplay is slow, it's deliberate, and it's gloriously punishing. So most of the weapons are authentic 19th century firearms. like single action revolvers, lever action rifles, bolt action repeaters, pump and brake action shotguns. There's no fully automatic spray and pray nonsense here. Well, unless you're talking about the automat but that's a completely different story. Every shot you take feels like a commitment. You pull the trigger and there's a solid half second of, well, I really hope that lands or I'm about to get domed by a guy named Cornbread with a Romero. And the reloads? Oh man, reloading a weapon in Hunt is basically a mini panic attack. You're sitting there manually stuffing bullets into a revolver while you hear footsteps upstairs, hoping the other player is too busy looting your buddy's corpse to notice that you're desperately clicking R like it's a life raft. Some of the rifles and the pistols, you gotta remove the cases and you have to put in a new bullet, and it takes a long time to reload some of these guns, but that adds to the tension. It's real 19th century firearms style. I think 19th century firearms are a little bit slower reloads compared to Hunt, but you know, that's a completely different story. But the real magic, it's in the ballistics. So Hunt doesn't use hit scan for most weapons, meaning your bullets have travel time, and gravity actually affects them now too. You have to lead targets, compensate for bullet drop, and sometimes just pray to the gods of black powder and iron sights. Taking a 150 meter shot with the Sparks rifle isn't just aim and a click. It's a tiny engineering project inside your head, and when it connects, it's euphoric. You'll want to frame that kill shot like it's a diploma. And the sound design? Top tier. Every shot echoes across the map like it's screaming, "Hey everybody, I'm over here, please come murder me!" So when you fire, it better count, because you just ring the dinner bell and guess what's on the menu? You! And recent updates added even more weight to this, with bullet gravity and ammo types getting properly tuned, so long range fights feel even more skill based and nail biting more than ever, and it's less about twitch reflexes and it's more about battlefield awareness, positioning, and occasionally holding your breath while whispering, "Please don't move," like a Victorian ghost hunter. All that to say, the gunplay in Hunt doesn't just feel good, it feels earned. And it's one of the few shooters where every fight gets your heart going, even if you're just shooting at the meathead and praying no one heard you. Now, you know, even better, my friends are playing again too. And there's just something magical about syncing up with your squad, creeping through the swamp and all collectively losing your minds when another team throws a lantern at you and turns your entire strategy into barbecue. The social chaos is half the fun. And with the new performance improvements, nobody's blaming lag for their deaths anymore. Well, almost nobody. And that brings me to why I'm making this video in the first place. Because here's the thing, I'm having fun again. Like the kind of fun that makes you say just one more match at 2 AM for the 4th time in a row. And it's got me wondering, do you want more Hunt content on this channel? I'm talking highlights, maybe guides if I even get good at the game, and even some storytelling stuff like the Tales from the Bayou style videos. This game has given me life again, and the community seems fired up too, and I've got an itch to dive deeper into it. But I also want to hear from you. Are you playing Hunt Showdown? Did you leave and come back like I did, or are you still waiting for that perfect patch to pull you back in? Let me know in the comments, and I want to see if the community is still out there, still bleeding, still hunting, still whispering, "Where are the hellhounds?" right before getting mauled by one. Either way, I'm back in the bayou, and it feels like home. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.